Imagine for a moment a world in which time travel was actually possible. A world in which all you had to do to go back in time was hop in your car, drive a short distance outside of the city, find a certain magical road, drive it for a while, and end up in a bygone era. The Birchwood Inn and Tavern in Temple, New Hampshire is such a magical place, and the travel down the back roads to it felt like we were getting lost in eras not seen for centuries. So join us as we travel back in time to the Birchwood Inn and Tavern.
Alrighty, it's us. We are back again, and we are now 1 minute away from the hotel or bed and breakfast, according to our GPS. I also think we got a fucking UFO going out here as well. Who knows? But yeah, I think this is it up on the list. Oh my god. All the gods that gotta do something with these roads out here. The station's on the right. Oh my god, there it is. Holy cow, bells. Ah! This is it. We're here. We are here, everyone. I bet you we'll see some activity in any of these rooms.
And we are here at the Birchwood Inn. Crescent moon. I'm just taking a quick survey of the premises, as it were.
Yes, we are. You already got your phone.
And this is on the National Register of Historic Places.
Just try and open the door.
Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, I just didn't want to go barging in, you know.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, I hear a voice.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you?
Excellent. Oh, you already got the history books out and
I
everything.
got the history books out. I got all the stuff we found out.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm John.
John, nice to meet
This
you.
is my wife, Jessica.
Jessica,
And we
Jessica.
are all you're going to get for tonight.
Okay.
Our team historian is at home dealing with COVID.
Oh, gosh.
Our AV guy is in Burlington, somewhere in Vermont,
Okay.
doing some sort of horseback riding thing.
Okay.
And our cameraman is actually busy getting ready for a deployment.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's just
I
us
think it's
two.
better just us, anyways.
Yeah, less
A lot
confusing.
less hectic.
Cool.
So what I figured is we'd go grab our stuff, put it in the room, go to the bathroom, get it set, and then come see you again and start doing like historical background.
Sure.
Awesome. All
All
right.
right.
Nice. This is adorable little thing.
Thank you.
That's part of the restaurant, I assume. Is this the stairwell that they're always talking about?
Yeah.
Neat.
The very one. One little tricky thing.
Oh my goodness, this is adorable.
This light switch for this light is right here.
Okay.
So it's one of those things people are always like, how do I turn on the light?
Yeah.
So that's that. I did just start the radiators, so you should be
All right.
warmer than you want to be.
Oh my god, it's so quaint and rustic. I'm gonna leave the camera rolling, babe, right here. See if anything happens while we're going grabbing our stuff.
All right.
A few moments later.
Pay for it.
Alright.
What?
I immediately just heard worn out.
Yeah.
We had only just arrived, and were busy trying to get our equipment set up. But we decided to run our apps just to see if we could get any immediate responses. Jess was running her Vox app, a SB7 radio sweep device emulator, and I was running my Ovulus app. The responses we got were so personal that they shocked, and to be honest, kind of scared us.
Trapped. Cousin.
Trapped cousin?
Did you hear that right? It said Amy. Amy, wait. You're Carter? Can you give me your name?
How did I die? Jessica.
Oh my god.
Okay, babe, we've got contact. Right off the bat, contact.
Holy
They like
shit.
you.
I don't know. We were hoping you could tell us. I'm turning acid last. Death. How did you die?
Wounded? Is that what it said?
Frightened.
You're frightened? There's no need to be frightened.
We're not here to scare you.
You mean absolutely no.
Leave here.
Not yet. We just got here.
Blacksmith.
No, they went away now, but sorry, that really freaked me out.
I'm sure it did, my love. That
That's
was
being
some.
recorded, right?
Yes. That was direct. Like there's. Alright, I'm gonna pause. Since we're still relatively green in the field of paranormal research, this was the first time we'd had such direct contact. And needless to say, it left us a bit rattled. So we immediately ran downstairs to let our innkeeper, whose name happened to be Amy, know what happened. Not the kind that scare easily. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit stupid.
It's not that I'm afraid of scaring you. It's that I want your experience to be
As clean and
authentic.
pure.
Authentic.
And
Yeah.
I appreciate that, but if I knew a little more, I might be
Okay,
able to
all right.
contact a little better.
True.
All right. Well, I can tell you lots of things then.
All right, I'll give you one clue that I didn't give you on the way up. The woman's name, who you're looking for, starts with a D.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We're not 100% sure that's her name. There is another woman here whose name starts with an A.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Or kill yourself, yeah.
So when we first bought the building, one of our customers was one of our a gentleman that we knew came for dinner. It was probably in the first month that we were open, and he took this picture and he posted it on Facebook. And my manager, who was here, said there was nobody here dressed like that. There was nobody here in a
Oh
long,
my God.
There was nobody here in a long
She's
white
actually
dress.
out on the lawn.
Yeah, there was nobody here.
Can I just, do you mind if I hold it so I
Sure.
can see it a little bit?
I just got it on the video too, so don't worry. We've got that one solid in
I can
video.
also send it to you.
There's a kid with her.
Right. So there was
But
a
that's
family
not
here.
like,
But
that's
not
not a
dressed like
here and
that.
now dress though.
Yeah, that's
Right.
like 18th century Victorian summer dress
Oh
out
my
with the family on the
goodness.
summer
There
lawn.
was nobody here that was dressed like that.
Whatever happened to her, she got something to the back of her head. See?
Yeah.
Wow. That's
That's pretty
something.
creepy.
Okay, so then
In a good way.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So then we found this picture.
Oh my God.
What
It's
in
almost the same person.
hell? What
And that's
is
gotta
that?
be 40, 50 years earlier,
Yeah,
easily.
A woman, even longer than that, I think. A woman in a
Yeah,
long
With a
'cause I
tiny
was
shadow
showing
next to her.
Black or
Yep.
light, black
Yep.
and white, I mean.
Yep.
That is amazing.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, oh my gosh.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So that was
Almost
pretty
in
neat.
the same spot, too.
Yeah, yeah. And that was the thing that
Wow.
was so weird. So when we saw this picture, we were like, whoa.
Yeah, that's amazing.
We call Doris. I don't know if that's her name. And the story of her happened during a time when the history of this building isn't terribly well documented.
You said Doris?
Doris. And I think that's just the name that the previous owners gave her. Like, I don't
A
have
lot
any-
of times that happens.
Yeah, I don't have any information that is her actual name.
Okay, yeah.
So in the 1800s, she left New York and told her husband she was going to visit a cousin. Told her husband she was going to visit a cousin, and didn't return. And he started to get concerned and also a little bit suspicious because his best friend was also not at home.
Disappearing at the time.
So, yes, okay.
So he remembered that she had talked about Temple, New Hampshire. So as I understand it, he was minister. He brought himself here, came to the inn, asked the innkeeper if Mr. and Mrs., his friend's last name, were
yeah.
here. She said yes. He said, I'd like to see Mrs. So Mrs. came to the stairs and he shot her dead.
That would be right where I just fell the shot. Well, not right where, but...
Yeah, she
Oh,
apparently tumbled down the stairs.
Oh, that makes sense then.
Yep. He was not charged because it was a crime of
Passion and
There was
being a
no-
minister, I'm sure he had some strings that he could
Strings.
pull.
Right.
you know.
Away with that stuff, crimes of passion.
Yeah.
Back then, yeah. Nowadays, no way.
And then there was another, at one point, this was kind of a boarding house, and at one point there was a gentleman who had been here and that wasn't. Nobody had seen him for several days.
Really?
So they kind of went looking for him and found him in the attic. He had hung himself.
Oh, Jesus.
So I've never had any interaction with a male.
There's a little thing, right? For the attic
Yeah,
up
a
there.
pull down. Yep.
So, okay, I'm wondering if that's what was said.
You know what? Hold on a second.
One of our other spirits is, her name is Anna. Her family bought the building, I want to say in the late 1800s. It's all documented here. The story that I've heard about her is her mom was the postmistress, and she was caught embezzling money from them and committed suicide. No, not here that I know of. I believe that happened before. I'm not sure if it happened
took
before
ownership.
or after. Yeah, and then the rumor is that when she sold the building to the owners who bought it from her, she asked if it was okay if she came back. So she's often known as the woman who sits on the front porch. We've had a couple of other, we've had a couple of, and that's who I think is in that picture.
Yeah,
I
probably.
think that's her.
Yeah.
There was an incident one time with a friend of ours who was waiting to meet my husband, who was parked out front, and somebody pulled in and said, hey, I wanted to check into the inn. And she said, well, nobody's here right now. I'm waiting for one of the owners. And she said, well, I just saw a woman in the window upstairs. Which is
What did you say when we first pulled up?
I said I saw something in the window.
Well, it could be the guest, but yeah.
Well, it was kind of just
It just seemed like a shadow profile, like
amongst
Yeah.
light.
So some of the other
That's, wow.
Run.
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 No,
I don't feel like running right
No, I
now.
don't want to do that.
That takes
Show up
effort.
for that now.
If ghosts want us to run, they're gonna have to do, I don't know,
So
something.
this was a picture that somebody else
Hurting.
took,
You're hurting.
and there's some kind of weird reflections. It could just be the clouds. Let's see that face.
Yeah.
And
But
then-
above and beyond that face, unless it was a curtain, there also looked like a shadow.
Yeah, and then even like here, see the
Yep.
shadows?
Yeah. Stevie, look up in this top window.
Oh shit.
Do you see that?
Profile shadow, yeah.
See
I
the
mean, you're right.
shadow?
It could be pareidolia, but
But the funny thing is
Was that a woman standing in the doorway? Over a little more? Right. Oh, okay. That is somebody, right?
it's hard to
What
say.
did you just map in?
wow,
It
hard
looks
to
like
say.
there's
Yeah.
somebody there, yeah.
Yeah, there's been some strange stuff.
Have you ever experienced anything here?
So just a couple of weeks ago, like I've had experiences before, and I'm a believer. I believe in energy, and I believe that energy can neither be created
Nor destroyed.
destroyed.
That's my theory too. I
Yeah.
operate on
Yeah.
reincarnation
Thank
based
you.
off E equals MC squared.
And I have been present in the
In danger.
Several people have.
No, we're
danger?
not.
We're not in danger.
No way.
Where several people have passed, and I have literally felt their energy, my father, my brother, flow through my body as it left theirs. So I'm a believer.
Male.
A male,
There's a little thing, right?
theirs. So I'm a believer.
Male.
And I have had experiences in the past. Not so much here, which is kind of interesting, except
Open. Tunnel.
a couple of weeks ago, I was standing in here. There was a guest sitting. There were guests sitting at this table, and I was standing right here, and I was kind of leaning against the wall, chatting with the guests, and I felt somebody go right behind me, and like, and kind of like side in my, you know what I mean? Like
Huh.
there was a
totally know what you
feeling
mean.
and a noise that I just felt somebody, and I did one of these, you know, and there was nobody there. You know, I mean, there were people in the other dining room, but I felt somebody pass by me very closely. And
She's been touched.
yeah, and
Yeah.
Not very
they
often, but-
yeah, they made a noise as they went
They
by.
do. So-
They did enough so that I jerked my head around. Give you the
Okay.
background on the building. So in here, if you go down this hallway,
Why didn't you take your little handheld one for that?
I don't know. Because like you said, my love, men are dumb.
Oh, look at this. Oh, look, that's good.
so we call this our Rufus Porter dining room.
Okay.
The building originated in 1775, to the best of our knowledge. It is on the National Register of Historic Places.
I noticed the plate out front that said
Yeah,
that.
one of the reasons for that is this room. Are you familiar with Rufus Porter at all?
The name sounds vaguely familiar. He's the one who did the murals, right?
He's the one who did murals. Yes, he was an itinerant artist. He was born in Boxford, Mass. His family later moved to Bridgeton, Maine. I think probably by today's standards, he would have tested on the spectrum, probably with Asperger's syndrome. He was a brilliant man, the founder of Scientific American.
Really?
He had over 100 patents, U.S. patents, but was never able to bring anything fully to fruition. He was the originator of the Colt revolver, the design for that, which he sold to the Colt family for $100. So he was also one of the first people to come up with a dirigible.
Okay.
So he was a brilliant man. So we went to the Rufus Porter Museum in Bridgeton, Maine last summer, and we discovered that both he and his son did murals, and they would come and they would do a wall for like $5. or room and board. They would stay the night. These murals were discovered again in 1971 when the owners at the time, the Torinis, stripped 2 layers of wallpaper and discovered these murals underneath.
Oh, wow.
They have been authenticated by a couple of experts. They have been touched up because they were quite faded after having been under the
I'm sure, yeah.
under the wallpaper. But it was a professional that came and came and touched them up. So these are pretty expansive Rufus Porter murals. I'm not sure that there's another display that is quite this comprehensive. Even at the museum in Bridgeton, Maine, they had just a small section of wall that he had done.
Versus an entire room.
This is
Yeah.
pretty lucky.
Versus an entire room. So yeah, we feel pretty lucky to have this. This is pretty priceless. In Temple, the glass was made in Temple. Some of these panes of glass are said to be some of the original glass that was made here in Temple. In this room, when we bought the building, we bought it on April 30th of 2019. The gentlemen who owned it before us were from England, so the decor in here was very English. When we bought the building, we bought it with all of its contents, including the barn, which was chock-a-block full. We found a cardboard box in the barn, and in that cardboard box is where we found all of these things that we have on the walls. The pictures. This is a mimeograph of the original deed from King George III from 1769. This building was at one point the post office. These are some of the receipts from the original post office in the 1800s. The oldest picture that we know of is this one right here, because this one doesn't have the front porch on it. You'll notice, afterwards they added on the front porch, but there's a beautiful fan over the door that kind of got covered up by when they added the front porch. So these are all just different things that we found in those boxes that we decided to use as kind of our history
Were you
lesson.
just taking photos?
Yeah.
With your flash?
I don't know.
No.
No.
Okay. It's bright light up in the corner of that one for just a second.
Not this
So I
one.
thought it was your...
Or a dining room,
Yeah.
and that was freaky. I looked at Trevor and I was like, did Amy just walk by because I was trying to find it and you weren't there? And she was like, no, she's up.
It's funny you say that, but I just saw something
Yeah,
napkin in the kitchen area.
it was
so.
creepy.
Maybe. Are you who was talking to me upstairs? What are you doing? Just hanging out?
It was creepy. It definitely freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah.
But-
Everybody's had a little.
When we first got here and we turned it on before it said what it said to me, we were getting just
Out of
voice
control.
after, and they were voices that were New England accents, like,
Yep.
are you from around here? And just, it was crazy.